Sathyabama Institute of Science and Technology.
Good morning to everyone. I am Jancy Mary, Assistant Professor, Department of Biotechnology, Sathyabama Institute of Science and Technology, deemed to be University. Today we will discuss about the topic heteropolysaccharide. First, carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are nothing but polyhydroxyaldehyde or ketone which gives upon hydrolysis. So this carbohydrate are classified into 4 different types. One is monosaccharide, disaccharide, oligosaccharide and polysaccharide. In that polysaccharides are linear as well as branched chain. It is held together by glycosidic linkage. This polysaccharide are of 2 different types. One is homopolysaccharide, another one is heteropolysaccharide. Homopolysaccharide is nothing but same monosaccharide units, that is called as homopolysaccharide. In heteropolysaccharide, it has mixture of different monosaccharide units. Glycans. This polysaccharide is also called as glycans, that is homoglycans and heteroglycans. This homoglycans, the examples are starch, cellulose, glycogen, inulin. In heteroglycans, the example is mucopolysaccharide. The main function is storage and structural function. Some of the characteristics of polysaccharides are it is not sweet and not reducing, and it form a colloidal solutions. It form white color. Heteropolysaccharides. Heteropolysaccharide is nothing but it is a different mixture of sugars, that is called as heteropolysaccharide. The main term for heteropolysaccharide is mucopolysaccharide. So mucopolysaccharide is nothing but it is a repeating unit of sugar derivatives, that is called amino sugar. So amino sugar is also called as GAG, that is glycosaminoglycan. So this mucopolysaccharide, it combined with the protein to form mucoprotein. It's also called as proteoglycans. The important mucopolysaccharides are hyaluronic acid, chondroitin sulphate, heparin, dermatan sulphate, keratan sulphate. So amino sugars, that is the term is called exosamines. That amino sugar is in 2 forms. One is D-glucosamine, another one is D-galactosamine. D-glucosamine is a constituent of hyaluronic acid. D-galactosamine is a constituent of chondroitin sulphate. So antibiotics also contain this amino sugars. Example erythromycin. Next, this hyaluronic acid, it is important that glycosaminoglycan found in the substance of fluid of joints and also eyes of humor. It serves as a lubricant and shock for joints. It is composed of D-glucuronic acid and N-acetyl glucosamine. Hyaluronidase is an enzyme. It is used to break hyaluronic acid. So hyaluronate, some of the materials is used to cement the cells into tissue. Some cells are chondroitin sulphate, keratan sulphate and proteoglycans. Some of the carbohydrate proteins are also involved. Hyaluronic acid derivatives, the main derivatives of hyaluronic acids are halogen and synvic. So this halogen and synvic, this is used for the management of osteoarthritis system. It also used for eye protections like some of the eye surgeries, cataract extraction, lens implantation, corneal transplantation and retinal attachment surgery. Next is chondroitin sulphate. Major constituent of chondroitin sulphate is bone, cartilages, tendons, heart, valves. It is composed of D-glucuronic acid and N-acetyl galactosamine 4-sulphate. Heparin. Heparin is nothing but it is an anticoagulant. It is present in blood, lungs, liver, kidney, etc. It is composed of N-sulfo-D-glucosamine and glucuronate 2-sulphate. Dermatan sulphate, it is found in skin. It maintains the shape of the tissues. It composed of L-iduronic acid and N-acetyl galactosamine 4-sulphate. Keratan sulphate, it is found in cartilages, cornea, connective tissues. It mainly helps to transplant the cornea. It is formed repeating units of D-galactosamine and N-acetyl glucosamine 6-sulphate. These are some of the glycosaminoglycan structures. First one is a chondroitin 4-sulphate. In this, D-glucuronate and D-galactosamine 4-sulphate combines rapidly to form this chondroitin 4-sulphate. The linkage is beta-1,3 linkage. Next is heparin. Heparin, it is composed of D-glucuronate 2-sulphate and N-sulfo-D-glucosamine 6-sulphate. The linkage is alpha-1,4 linkage. Next is chondroitin 6-sulphate. In this, it is composed of D-glucuronate and N-acetyl galactosamine 6-sulfate. The linkage is beta-1,4 linkage. Hyaluronate, it is composed of D-glucuronate and N-acetyl glucosamine. The linkage is beta-1,3 linkage. Glycosaminoglycan, another example is dermatan sulfate and keratan sulfate. The dermatan sulfate, it is composed of L-iduronate and N-acetyl galactosamine 4-sulfate. The linkage is beta-1,3 linkage. Keratan sulfate, it is composed of galactose and galactosamine 6-sulfate. The linkage is beta-1,4 linkage. Finally, the pectin is also one of the heteropolysaccharide. It is found in pulp of fruits, that is example citrus, apples. Upon hydrolysis, this pectins yield galacturonic acid, galactose, arabinose, methanol and acetic acid. This pectin mainly composed of galactans and arabins. It is used as a gelling agent to make jellies. Thank you.